love lives here.
So let's join together in our focus statement as we always do at the beginning of this time together. So say it with all the V's: vim, vigor, velocity, voluptuousness, and vivaciousness this day. So here we go. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. You know, I really love how this statement, this focus statement for our community, really reaches out across time and space and really reaches out through this medium that we are coming together with and really connects us one-on-one. That it has the opportunity, or we have the opportunity, and it serves as a tie to tie us together, to bring us together, because what we're all focusing on as a community is emboldening each other, emboldening ourselves to live our highest potential. And we do that, of course, through the transformative power of love. And today's message is really tied into that, like most of all of our messages are really tied into that, that theme of really emboldening ourselves and emboldening one another to live our highest potential. This year at Centers for Spiritual Living, we are focused on the overall yearly theme of 2020 Spiritual Vision. And this month's theme for the month of May is Listen to Your Heart. And that's also the same exact title for today's message as well, is Listen to Your Heart. So right now we are in a time where it feels, especially recently, that there's a lot of chaos, there is a lot of confusion, there is a lot of misinformation, there is a lot of disinformation. There are opinions on all sides coming at us. There's information coming at us from all sides, and sometimes it really feels challenging as to what to do with that, how to take that in, how to receive that, and what to think about it, and what to feel about it, and what to do about it. And it's really easy with all of this noise and this chaos and this distraction to forget who we are. And it's easy in all of this noise and chaos to forget to listen to our heart. Forget to listen to that still small voice that's at the very center of who we are. That we forget to listen to that divine guidance that is always present within us. Because it's almost like a barrage, if you will, if you allow it to be. And you know, it's coming from everywhere. It's coming from social media. We see it on regular media. We hear it from friends, conspiracy theories, ideas that we are reopening when we're not. You know, it's just so much to try and take in, and so much coming at us that the noise that is more like a cacophony rather than a harmony. And what I want to share with you is that when this is beginning to happen, we have the opportunity to do as the 1970s stylistic song said: stop, look, listen to your heart, and hear what it is saying. So that's really where we're focusing. But before we jump right in there, I want to clarify something for everybody, okay? So this past Friday, the Riverside County Board of Supervisors made a decision. And I sent an email out, and I posted it on our Facebook already. Their decision does not mean that Riverside County is now open. Nor does it mean that we as a community, as a faith community, can resume going back to the center anytime soon. We are following state guidelines. What the decision that Riverside County Board of Supervisors made the other day does not supersede state guidelines. It does not roll back state guidelines. It still must abide, the county must still abide by state guidelines. We as a religious community are part of the phase 3 of the 4-phase modification to modify the stay-at-home orders. What the governor did on Thursday just began the early stages of moving into phase 2. The unfoldment of this is very specific. And counties can certainly have stricter regulations, but they cannot have looser regulations. And counties can move forward through what's called phase 2 in a little bit more accelerated pace if they meet very stringent criteria. What I invite you to do is I invite you to go on to covid19.ca.gov and read all about the plan, read all about the county contingency or the county variances, and get your information there. Listen to that information. That is the information that we at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living are following. So we are here, we are in phase 3. Religious communities and being able to meet is firmly in phase 3. Phase 3 still remains likely a month to several months away. So moving forward, we are still going to be completely online as we have been for the past 2 months. All activities, all services, everything online, okay? This is where we are. This is what we're meeting. We are expanding new ways of connecting. There are more things on our website for you to connect to. We are expanding our services and our programming and our offerings online so that we are continuing to build and uplift our community and continuing to connect in greater ways. So I invite you to please focus your attention on the healthy. Focus your intention on the life affirming, the life raising, the life expanding, rather than feeding into the fear, rather than buying into the fear. The fear is divisive. And people have been I get it. I get caught in it too. We get caught in the fear. And then the fear feeds upon itself, and then we're like spewing it all over. So I invite us to stop, look, and listen. Listen to our hearts and hear what it is saying. Because what I know is right within each one of us is the divine made manifest. Right within each one of us in our heart space. That heart space is the center of the soul, is the seat of the soul. That heart space is the seat of love. That heart space is the seat of compassion. That heart space is the seat of divine wisdom and divine guidance. Each one of us has an internal guidance system. Each one of us has an internal GPS, if you will, a God positioning system that brings us right back to our center. That is where the truth lives. That is where the truth dwells. And that is where we are invited to turn in the midst of all of this. It's to turn within and listen to the divine. Listen to your heart. The heartbeat is the first sound you ever heard. Did you know that the first sense that develops in an embryo when it's still in utero is the sense of sound? And the very first sound that you hear is the sound of your mother's heartbeat. Thumping. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. The sound of love, the sound of unconditional love, the sound of divine source, the sound of the divine mother beating life. And our heart space is that space where we connect with the one, that we feel the presence of the one, that allows us access into the one that is the all. We are the individualized expression of this one life, this one heartbeat. We are the rhythm of life itself, beating constantly in harmony with the universe if we but tune into that and allow ourselves to move from that space. We can listen to that divine primordial rhythm, that cadence of life that is moving and expressing and having that urge, of that creative urge to move forth through and as us into the world, into expression. And this one is only the one, and this one is unconditional love. So what must be expressed through this is nothing but love itself, nothing but compassion itself, nothing but creativity and peace and joy and bliss. This is what we are called to express. This is what we are called to share. It is a divine wisdom that lives in the center of our being, that is available to us always. We have access to it. We simply sit with it, be present with it, and allow it to guide us. When we allow the divine, when we listen to our heart to hear what it has to say, the message that it has for us this day, when we listen to that, it is very clear where we need to go. It is very clear what we need to do. Because when we are listening to the divine, it is guiding us, it is directing us, it is showing us the way. We have the opportunity to simply listen and then say yes. Yes to that. Yes to that divine wisdom. Yes to that divine guidance. When we are listening and we are paying attention to our heart space, to our heart, not what we might think of as our heart, because we can certainly say that, oh, right? My heart is telling me I should do this. Well, that doesn't sound like your heart to me. That sounds like your head. That sounds like your ego, right? When your heart speaks, it speaks from a place of power. It speaks from a place of dominion. It speaks from a place of authority, compassion, love. And so when we then take action upon that, when we listen to that, then what is revealed for us to do, what is the knowledge that is revealed, the wisdom that is revealed, is then ours to share. It is then ours to bring forth. It is then ours to allow into the greater yet to be, into the world around us. It informs our decisions. We can decide to then be in alignment with this life, be in alignment with this love, be in alignment with our heart, or we can choose to ignore it. And when we choose to ignore it, we forget who we are. When we choose to ignore it, we make decisions perhaps that come from the mind or the ego or the agenda, rather than coming from a compassionate place that emboldens people to live their highest potential, all people to live their highest potential. Here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living and Center for Spiritual Living worldwide, we have the vision of a world that works for everyone in all of creation. That's only possible if we are listening to our heart space. If we are in question or in quandary, if we listen to our heart space and we listen carefully and we wait and we turn to it for guidance, for wisdom, and then take action upon that, then that is how we begin to create a world that works for everyone in all of creation. It's how we embolden ourselves to live our highest potential. Your head does not necessarily know your highest potential. Your past does not necessarily know your highest potential. Your experiences do not necessarily know your highest potential. Your highest potential is revealed through your heart space. Your highest potential is revealed through that divine wisdom and that divine guidance that is always accessible to you. Listen to it. Listen to your heart. One of the best ways that we have, one of the most wonderful tools that we have here at Centers for Spiritual Living is the spiritual practice of visioning. The spiritual practice of visioning allows us to set aside any preconceived ideas, set aside any preconceived notions, any preconceived agendas, set those things aside and turn within and listen. Connect with that unconditional love that is at the very core of your being. Connect with that heart space. Connect with that still small voice. Connect with that God positioning system. Connect with that. Connect with your higher wisdom self, whatever you wish to call it. Connecting with that and listening. Making ourselves available for the impress of spirit. For it to reveal what it would have us know. And so to do that, we first begin by bringing ourselves and our conscious awareness to the presence of unconditional love. Maybe you've experienced that in your family. Maybe you experienced that in a love relationship, an intimate relationship. Maybe you experience unconditional love or have experienced unconditional love through the love of a pet. But I invite you to first tap into that feeling of unconditional love. Feel that love in your heart space. It's a divine love intelligence that withholds nothing, that is ever giving of itself. Feel that first. And once you are steeped and this love is overflowing from within you, we then ask the first question: what is Spirit's highest idea for my life? Or what is Spirit's highest idea of itself as my life? And then we listen and we allow. And we accept the information that comes as it comes. Perhaps it's a visual image, perhaps it's a word, perhaps it's a phrase, perhaps it's a lyric, perhaps it is just a felt impression, and perhaps it's just silence. There is no right way or wrong way to receive this information. It doesn't have to look a certain way. It doesn't have to sound a certain way. We listen. What is Spirit's highest idea for my life? We can refine this vision, this idea. What does it look like? Sound like? Feel like? Are there any words or phrases associated with this high idea? And again, we allow. And then we move on to the next question. What must I release? What must I release? What must I let go of The vision is already done in the divine mind and the love intelligence. So what must I let go of to clear the way within myself? What must I let go of? What must I release to clear the way so that the vision can fully manifest through me? What must I let go of? What obstacles, what barriers am I called to release? Again, listen to your heart. Allow it to answer. And likewise, what must I embrace? What new idea, what new way of being must I embrace? What high idea, high concept must I embrace? Must I fully embody so that the vision, so that the highest idea for my life can come through me? What is it that I must embrace? And again, listen to the heart. And what must I become? What must I become? The name for God that was spoken in Exodus is I am that I am. Another translation is I am that I am becoming. So what is it that I must become for this high idea, this highest potential for my life to manifest? What must I become? And then we ask, is there anything else to be known at this time? Is there anything else Spirit would have me know at this time? Is there anything else that my heart wants me to be aware of at this time? And I listen. And so we give thanks for it all. We give thanks for that which has been revealed here this day through our heart space. We give thanks which remains yet a mystery, knowing that all is revealed in divine right time and divine right action. Should I have need of it, should I need to know it, it will be made clear to me in divine perfect right timing. And so I simply release this high idea into that law, into that creative medium that has already said yes, trusting and knowing that it is already present in my life, that it is all conspiring for my good. With Spirit, conspire. It is all with Spirit moving for my highest and good. And I simply let it be, and so it is. When we turn within and we listen to what Spirit has for us, we listen to what our heart has for us, the guidance becomes clear. Fear is dispelled. The path forward becomes brighter, clearer. The next action item is whatever is right in front of us to do. We don't need to make the vision happen. What is ours to do is to look at what it is that we are called to release, that is something that is ours to do. What is it that you were called to release today? Go ahead and put it in the chat, in the comments if you like. What is it that you're called to release today? What is it that you're called to embrace today? What is it that you're called to become today? These are your action items. These are the things that you take action upon. This is the doing, the treat and move your feet. This is the prayer without works is dead. This is the works. The surrender, the embrace, the becoming. These are the opportunities for work to occur, for your divine, high, holy work to occur. And I've said it before, I'll say it again today, that the work that we do, the spiritual work that we do, is not just for ourselves. We do it for the planet. We do it for the high good of all. Shawnee says she's releasing fear and need to control. Beautiful. Beautiful. Feel the freedom in that as you release that and let that go. Feel the freedom. And spirit or the universe abhors a vacuum, right? So we release that and then the good comes rushing right in. Release pain and embrace even more compassion. Yes, Susie. Releasing that pain. Let it go. Let it go. Embracing the compassion. Compassion for others and compassion for self. How freeing that is. How uplifting that is. How much closer we are to living our highest potential when we let go of those things. And when we embrace our oneness, we embrace our unity. How beautiful that is. So this Mother's Day, I embrace my gifts. Yes, Earl. So this day, this Mother's Day, we have an opportunity to really connect with that heartbeat, with that rhythm of the universe, that rhythm of love, that rhythm of life. We have the opportunity to really connect with that. We have the opportunity to bring our focused attention, our heightened awareness to that, to our oneness, to our wholeness, to our divinity. So I would like to share with you today a reading from Ernest Holmes, my copy. This is on page 367. Sweet song of silence, forever singing in my heart. Words cannot express and the tongue cannot tell. Only the heart knows the songs which were never sung, the music which was never written. I have heard the great harmony and felt the great presence. I have listened to the silence in the deep places of life. I have stood naked and receptive to thy songs, and they have entered my soul. I am lost in the mighty depths of thy inner calm and peace. And so when we turn within and we listen to that heart space, we get lost in the depths of inner peace. So today and this week and in the weeks ahead, as stuff is swirling about, I invite you to stop, look, and listen to your heart and hear what it has to say. Then take action upon what's revealed. For what is revealed in your heart is for your highest potential and the highest potential for everyone. I love you. So let's come together in consciousness. Right here and right now, I recognize that there is just this one power and presence, this one infinite, eternal beingness, this one love, this one isness that is the allness, the fullness, the totality of life itself, and so much more. It is this unconditional love, this love intelligence, this divine wisdom that is forever making itself known, that is forever expanding and expressing and moving and pushing its way into and through and as all of creation, expressing itself so beautifully and perfectly and gorgeously as all of creation, as me. I recognize that the divine is moving through me, as me, is me. I am the one with the one. I am the am that I am. I am the am that I am becoming. I am love. I am the love intelligence made manifest. I am a vessel, a vehicle, a thorough transparency for the divine. I am an emanation and an impartation of this one life, this one love, that the totality of my being is love, that it is all that I have, it is all that I share, it is all that I give, because it is all that I am. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of everyone present here this day, everyone ever hearing this word, that each one is the love made manifest. Each one, the totality of their being is love. It is the very essence of who they are. It is all that they are. And so I speak my word here this day, recognizing the divine feminine, recognizing the beauty, the mother creator, recognizing the power and the presence of love as it expresses through each one, as it expresses through the rhythm of life, that heartbeat, that eternal heartbeat that is beating throughout the universe, forever conspiring to the highest good, forever sharing itself, forever calling its young, calling its children back to it. It continues a steady beat. It continues that call of expression. It continues to move each one of us forward in a higher expansion of itself, in a higher expression of consciousness. It calls us into unison. It calls us into unity. It calls us into the universe, the one song that is the only song that we are all singing, that we are all creating and breathing, and it breathing us. And so I recognize that there is absolutely no separation. There is no other. Any other that I see is a false appearance. It is something that is not real. There is only one. Therefore, I recognize that I am one with all of life, with all of creation, with my brothers, my sisters, my siblings, regardless of their opinions, regardless of their unskilled behavior, regardless of how they show up in the world. I am one with the one, and I recognize their beauty, their perfection, their love, their harmony, their peace. I recognize them as myself, and I love them as myself. Because I love as God loves, unconditionally. I love as Mother Divine loves, unconditionally. Because once again, love is who I am. It is what I am. And this is true of all of life. And so I give thanks for it. I give thanks for this realization. I give thanks for this grand awakening. I give thanks for the ability and the willingness to listen to my heart and allow my heart to guide me. To guide every moment of my life, to guide every decision of my life, because I cannot go wrong knowing that Spirit is leading the way. So I surrender my will. I say, thy will be done. Recognizing that it is love, it is God, it is that divine guidance that is expressing itself through and as me always and in all ways. Every word I speak, every action I take, is the divine love in full, glorious expression. So I give thanks for this awareness. I give thanks for this truth. And I release this word into the law, knowing that it is fulfilled, knowing that it is complete, knowing that I need do nothing else It already is. And so it is.
Love lives here.